It's been a while since this man was on this program. We're thrilled to have him back here. The Neighborhood airs Mondays on CBS at 8 Eastern Time. He's out there with Ced the Entertainer every single episode on Monday nights, and he's got a new book out where all books are going to be sold next week, November 9th. A hilarious picture book for every kid who thinks they don't want to read books or like to read books. It's called I Don't Want to Read This Book, written by Max Greenfield, who's back here on the Rich Eisen Show on the Mercedes-Benz van phone line. How are you, sir?
Rich, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Everything good in your world, sir? Everything good?
I mean, couldn't be better, I guess.
Okay. Well, because I recall the last time you were on this program, you professed a fandom of the New York Football Giants, and we saw them last night not perform, what's the word for it? Well.
Well, we had an amicable separation.
So that means the Giants are aware of your separation, and they agreed it should remain amicable. So the Giants were involved in this, is what you're saying, Max?
As far as, yeah, sure. Yeah, yes.
When did this breakup happen? When did it happen, Max?
It's been a slow burn. And not to say that we can't come back from it, but I have not agreed with a lot of the decisions that management has made, and once Odell left, I knew things were going downhill, and I never got it back. And then finally, I was just like, you know what? I think we should live in separate houses.
Are you happier because of it? Are you like
totally?
You're feeling like a better person. Like today, you don't miss the misery on a day like today.
Yeah. Yes. There was 2 wonderful Super Bowl rings. I love them, and I remember the happy times.
And what were those happy times? Involved Eli Manning, or how far back do you go?
Eli and Strahan and Plexico. A wonderful running game, Brandon Jacobs.
What a grown-ass
Odell,
man. Yeah.
Just catching balls with one hand.
Mm-hmm.
The best.
Okay, so who's taken up the void in your sports life since you've had an amicable breakup with the New York Giants, Max?
The New York Knicks.
Okay. All right. Now, I didn't see you in that video after the season opening championship win, where everybody went out right in front of Penn Plaza and celebrated like they had just won it all. I didn't see you. Were you in that video? Did I miss that one, Max? Did I miss that one?
No, but I watched that video a lot. And I go, this is great.
It was fascinating, but hey, man, this is a fun team. All of a sudden,
it's a really fun team. I think we have a nice mix, which I don't know that a lot of teams have, of some vet and young guys.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of teams are really young, and then you have a lot of teams that are old, and we sort of split the difference a little bit and have a nice mixture.
Right. It just I still just can't get over Julius Randle wearing Bernard King's number, but that's just me. But he wears it very well, and his story and what he's become is truly remarkable. So, when was the last time you went to the Garden? Did you go this year? Have you been there?
God.
No.
I wish. I haven't been to New York in a couple of years now since the world went crazy.
Right. I bet. So, okay. I'm glad for you and all the other Knicks fans. They look to be really good and a team to root for with a coach who knows what he's doing, and I think it all looks good for you.
Yeah, it's a hard team to dislike. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're a New Yorker and you've always look, to be fair, I'm not like our friend Jerry Ferrara, who was like running to the games when they were terrible and was like, I think we've got to punch his shot here at at the 8th seed. And I'm like, Jerry, I can't, man.
I know.
And so I was not committed when times were really tough, and I want to be clear and honest with about that.
Well, I'm out. In the same way that you had an amicable relationship with the Giants, I had a nasty divorce with the New York Knickerbockers, sir. It was a terrible.
Really?
Yes. Oh yeah. Absolutely. To see Charles Oakley dragged out of the garden like that and have Dolan not lift a finger and not even put down a styrofoam cup of coffee. Couldn't even be bothered to, in the heat of the moment, in front of everybody, just to get up and stop it from happening. Because
I know. But do you see Obi Toppin just flying up and down the floor?
No, last year I was conflicted because the Knicks were looking so good, and obviously R.J. Barrett, quickly.
R.J.'s got 35 the other night.
Dude, quickly and they're making good basketball decisions, and I like their coach. Their coach is a grinder, and I like him. I like him a hell of a lot. So
if they can figure out the last 3 minutes of a game, they're a team you don't want to play in the playoffs.
Yeah, I like it. So what do we got to do here? So around the 44-minute mark, just got to start focusing. Just got to lock it down.
I'm not smart enough.
Yeah.
I don't have the basketball mind.
But you're going to do it. I love it.
I don't know what to do, but I think they have. I think they can figure it out. It's not one of those things where like I don't know what to do. where you really feel stuck. Because you have a lot of pieces here. You just got to figure out how to play those last couple of minutes.
It's a good reason, Max Greenfield, that you're not the coach of the Knicks or a basketball guy, but instead an actor who's got a neat book out that my kids do like to read. But I think they love books that just seems like something that would be right up their alley. I don't want to read this book, available wherever books are acquired, coming out on November 9th. How old are your kids, and what caused you to want to write something like this, Max?
We have an 11-year-old girl and a 6-year-old boy. They are not fans of reading, nor was I as a child.
Right.
And this speaks to my experience as not only a parent, but my experience as a young reader and perhaps maybe even an adult reader.
Right.
Someone came to me with the idea of potentially writing a children's book, and I said, well, if I was going to do that, it would be, I would call it I Don't Want to Read This Book. It would be all the reasons why my kids don't like to read books, because I spend a half an hour every night in their room going, hey, well, what book should we read before we go to bed?
Mm-hmm.
And you'll go through all the books that are either like we bought because we thought they were cool, or they bought because they liked the cover, or somebody gave us, and they still don't want to read any of them. And they spend all this time fighting over, well, which book are we going to read? And by the time you're done with the fight, you're like, well, now we got to go to bed. And you didn't read a book.
Right.
And so this was, what if we put that argument into a book? And that was the book that you read. So it's, I don't want to read this book. Why I don't want to read the book? Because words suck, and there's too many of them. And sentences are hard. And paragraphs, who doesn't lose their train of thought when they're reading a paragraph and start thinking about the Knicks and what they could be doing? And so that's the gist of the book. And it was a really wonderful experience writing it, and my kids are really excited about it, and I couldn't be more proud of it.
I love it. That's so cool, man. And that's what it's all about. I mean, I still read to my 8-year-old daughter. It is one of the most fun things I get to do. It's the end of the night. And, just anything Dr. Seuss, that's normally my go-to. So now I'll just add this into the mix, and it's the greatest thing. It's wonderful.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's a fun one. And, look, it's certainly for reluctant readers, but it's also for kids who, on a certain night might just go, I've had a long day, and I don't want to read or get into like a heavy story. Could we just do this one instead?
I love it, man. And I hope that it sells so many books that you get Samuel L. Jackson to read the X-rated version of it for the audiobook. That would be great.
Or I can get maybe his seats.
Yeah. That's a good one, Max. Thanks for calling in, man. I greatly appreciate it. Good luck with you with your show, with Said, the entertainer of the neighborhood. Congrats on that success, your Emmy nomination, and so much more. We take credit for it. I don't know if you're aware of that, but we do that here on the show.
Well, you deserve it all.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the Knicks. Let's talk down the line as the season gets longer. Appreciate it.
Maybe me and Jerry Ferrera will come on there.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes.
We'll have our own. I'd do that in a heartbeat. So I'm going to hold you to it.
You should hear.
Let's do it.
2.5 hour conversations we have after, I don't know, every 3 games. I'm just telling you, the things that they're doing right.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's always up for him. He thinks everything's the greatest. He's still disappointed that Carmelo didn't work out. You know what I mean?
So am I, by the way. So am I.
I know. It's the only place that he went pretty much where it didn't work out, with the exception, I guess, of the Nuggets, and it still even worked out there. But hey, sometimes you got the best of plans, and the mojo, whatever was going on, it's changed for New York. So enjoy the Knicks season. We'll chat soon.
I appreciate it.
You got it. That's Max Greenfield. Check him out at I Am Greenfield on Twitter. Check out I Don't Want to Read This Book, available where all books are sold next week. The Neighborhood on CBS at 8 Eastern Time and Pacific, starring Max Greenfield and Cedric the Entertainer. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.